Hello Libra, and welcome to your reading for the weeks covering June the 25th through July the 8th, 2024. This is a reading if you are a Libra Sun, Libra Moon, Libra Rising, or have another significant Libra placement in your chart. If you're new to this channel, welcome. It's good to have you. And if you're returning, welcome back. I'm doing readings now. I'm doing according to the 12 houses of astrology. And I'm starting with Murray Hope's Way of Cartouche deck, which is the one I always use. And what I'm going to do is just read this as a whole, and then I'm going to clarify with a tarot deck, and the deck I'm using this week is the Osho Zen Tarot. Our extra deck for an oracle reading this week that I'm going to read from is the Light Language deck. So if you are interested in the kind of spiritual services that I offer in terms of coaching, I also do I do tarot, I do oracle, I do astrology, Reiki healing, and now Rouhani healing as well. You can actually look at the description below to get my website and also my social media links. Because social media, I do a morning coffee with Breege live stream almost all mornings, unless something else is happening in the morning. But for the most part, I do one every day, 6:30 in the morning Eastern time, which is New York time. And I will do those and I will discuss some aspect of healing or of transition that I work with, and then I also do another reading on a daily basis, so you can check those out. I also do upload those here to the Liminal Tarot channel as well, and now recently my Azrael channeling sessions as well, which you can check out that playlist if you would like. So, okay, so starting at the beginning here. If you do like this video, I should also add, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about these videos. Okay, so the first things I'm seeing here, well, first of all, Libra, if there's there seems to be money coming in. We have Earth here in the second house. So there definitely seems to be money coming in, possibly from a joint financial source here, because we do have the twins here in the 8th house, which is your house of joint finances. And these are opposite each other, so it could be that there is some person, and now it could be that you already have a joint financial arrangement, so maybe somebody you have an arrangement with is going to have money, or if you are somebody who's operating independently, maybe there's going to be some kind of income sharing or somebody helping you with income here. So that's turning up here as one of the first things that I'm seeing. I think the twins in the 8th house, if it doesn't have to do with a joint financial arrangement, can also be connected to just another person coming in, or a partnership, or support, or working with someone, whether this be a friend, a family member, a lover, or a spouse. There does seem to be somebody coming in who is going to be part of whatever transformation is going on in your life right now. A lot of people are moving from a space right now where they perhaps have been more independent into a space now where they're recognizing that they are part of a group and that they can seek support. You definitely seem to be focused a bit more on your physical and mental health here, because you have both Sirius and Bastet. So these both, Bast has to do with psychosomatic healing, and this is showing up in the Virgo house of health. So this could be that you are looking to have maybe perhaps more of a mind-body kind of approach to managing your health, or perhaps you are looking about managing your stress to try to help with any kinds of physical concerns or ailments that you might have. And we do have Sirius in the 1st house, which often comes up when people are, very focused on diet, exercise, nutrition, trying to pay attention to their physical body and making sure that that is in good shape. You seem like you have, now I don't know if this has to do with a trip. I don't know if this is something recently that you've done that's educational, or whether you've had some kind of a spiritual awakening, transformation, or something. All of them are possible in this 9th house. We do have the wing disc here. So wing disc seems to indicate, this is a card of success. It's a card of the sun shining on you, of overcoming obstacles and difficulties. So I feel like there's something about this here that is, the sun is shining on you and bringing you, there's something here that is definitely either a path to success for you or a path towards overcoming obstacles. So this could be connected with a long journey with the 9th house. It could be connected to, like I said, it could be connected to something you've learned. Maybe if you have recently been educated, whether you finished a degree, whether you've taken a course and gotten a certification, whether you've there's just some other way in which you've expanded your knowledge or learning, or perhaps deepening your spiritual knowledge or understanding of something. All of that's possible here. And it definitely points to something looking very bright and very successful. I'm seeing some kind of a change. There could be new friends. There could be, you could have new friends. This could be new goals, new hopes and wishes, because there's a big change here in your 11th house, which is your Aquarian house. So I don't know. So I feel like you have some kind of a new beginning. It's like a reset in terms of your goals. I feel like recently a lot of people have been kind of cleaning house when it comes to friends and friendships, and maybe people who, situations maybe that have been more, I guess they could be toxic, but also just, situations where perhaps your energies are not supporting each other that much anymore. When Scarab shows up, this would indicate, a fresh start, new friends, and a new beginning. So there's definitely this new beginning in the offing. You're in some kind of an initiatory period here because you have Pyramid in the 12th house. So I feel like recently you have felt like you are being tested with a lot of things. And there's this sense here that that some aspect of you is being challenged. And this is showing up in the 12th house, the Pisces house, which they call the house of quote-unquote self-undoing. But I think this is more that there's something happening on a spiritual level. And now if we look at Wing Disc over here in the 9th house, it could well be that you've had some kind of challenge. Now, if you're not somebody who considers yourself to be a spiritual person, then certainly there's just something that is challenging you, your beliefs about life, your script, the way that you see things. Something has challenged you. But if you are a spiritual person, there may be something that's maybe occurred, recent challenges, or something that is taking you kind of to the next level. Because again, there's an initiatory quality to Pyramid, and when we have it in the 12th house, it almost feels like lately the challenges you've been going through are kind of pushing you through to the next level or to a new thing. Whatever this new thing is, though, it involves new people, new situations, and working with others. For some of you with love, now if you're somebody who's not married and not, maybe you're in a love relationship, or maybe you've met somebody recently. If you haven't, this does seem to indicate the possibility of meeting someone. We do have the Ankh here in the 5th house, which is the house of love affairs. So when Ankh shows up here, this tends to show up when romance is on the table. And again, this would be for somebody who is very probably for somebody who's not already in a married situation. I mean, you never know what happens within marriages, but honestly, this is saying that there's this could be, if you've been looking for love, there could be new love in the cards here. Or perhaps somebody you've had your eye on, maybe something is going to finally blossom here. And something that may have the potential for commitment, because you have the Buckle of Isis in the 7th house here. And Buckle of Isis, that's literally what it means: fidelity, loyalty. Somebody who is loyal to you, somebody who's willing to make sacrifices for you. If you are already married, then there definitely seems to be the idea that whatever you've been going through, that whoever's in your life right now is somebody who is going to stand by you, or is going to make the appropriate, either you're going to be making appropriate sacrifices for them or them for you. But definitely a sense here of something where there is a lot here about loyalty and about support here and about love. So the Ankh in the 5th house, if it's not referring to love, this could have to do with a child. So if you have a child that's of age, maybe to start dating somebody, that can come in there. Or it could also just mean a creative project that you're working on that just, brings you a lot of joy. So that's all possible here with this. But generally, like when I immediately look at this interaction, I'm saying, okay, new relationship that definitely has long-term potential. Okay. Now, this is interesting because your 4th and 10th houses, which one has to do with home and family, the other has to do with job and career. This is like the mother house, that's the father house. You've got air and water in these two. So water definitely indicates a shift in career. Now, perhaps you've learned something new recently. Maybe that's why. I kind of feel like the cards that flank it, you've got the Wing Disc here and you've got the Scarab card here. Okay, so I feel like those two on either side are almost suggesting that recent changes that you've been through, maybe you have new goals, maybe you've got a new path and a new direction, maybe what your plans were have changed. Because I have a feeling that something was overcome, or there's some kind of a success that's now pointing you in a new direction, because this is showing change in terms of career, movement and change. And with air in the 4th house, there's also the possibility, at least for some of you, that this is going to involve a move, okay? Because with air in the 4th house, there's this sense of moving. So So air can definitely mean that. So for some of you, it is going to mean a physical move. If you're not planning on moving, okay, nonetheless, this is a card of movement and change also in the house of home and family. So this could be you making a change in your house. I don't know. This could mean traveling for something having to do with family, or this could just be changes and shifts in a family situation as well. Air can come up sometimes too when we need to detach from a situation. So if there's been a challenging family situation, sometimes it's saying we need to be able to kind of take a step back from it emotionally and think about it with a bit of more of a detached perspective, almost as if we were looking at it as though we were trying to comment on somebody else's situation where we're not in their family, or we're somebody on the outside looking in, listening to the situation and saying, okay, well, if I was in your situation, this is what I do. Like, think about it that way, as though you are not in the situation and you are advising somebody else. Sometimes that's a good way to take a distance from something if that is an issue for you. Let's see what else we have here. I mean, overall, this is actually a really good reading. I feel like this is moving towards positive change, towards working with people. Again, for some of you, towards moving and new romance. Definitely the idea that you are moving into a phase where partnership is going to be important. And it does seem like you recently have either learned something new, you've expanded your horizons in some fashion, meeting new people, doing new things, and whatever test situations we've had here seem like they're coming to an end. Overall, yeah, you've got fire. So fire is about, this is burning up the rubbish, right? This is getting rid of things that we don't need anymore. And also just being inspired to do to be motivated to do what it is that we really need to do. This is fire is definitely about action. There can be this attitude of purification, which I kind of have a this way and that way attitude towards purification, because sometimes I think it's a term that can be overused on things. Because my philosophy is that we don't necessarily need to purge all the bad stuff from our life. We need to kind of transmute it into something else. So there definitely seems to be this thing of figuring out what we're going to keep, what we're going to throw away, and where we're going to put our inspiration, where our energy is going to go. Mars, I think, I keep getting confused between Mars and Gemini and Taurus, because again, I follow the two different astrologies. And I think right now Mars is in Taurus. So this could also just be that that Mars energy is now kind of taking a turn. I know since June 12th, certainly it's taken this positive turn that might be moving us more towards action and towards doing certain things in our lives. So let's clarify this reading with some tarot. Okay. So in the first house here, this is interesting. Okay, so you have Knight of Swords energy in the first house with Sirius. They call this the fighting card. Okay. So I feel like, yeah, there may be this thing going on in the first house where perhaps you feel, again, you have the serious energy. So this could be you being very critical of yourself, maybe in a haste to try to address a situation or deal with something. There may be this sense of, I have to hurry up and act on something right now. But this card basically would be telling us that we need to stop fighting. We need to stop fighting with ourselves primarily. I feel like there's kind of this battle that may be going on. And that is also something that has been going on for people a lot lately. There's been this back and forth between, doing things the old way and doing things the new way, if I could talk about it in kind of a summary way. Okay, so then the other cards we have the politics card, the Seven of Swords, so we have a saboteur, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is the ripeness card. This is 9 of rainbows in this deck. So yeah, I feel like there may be some concerns around not only your physical health, but maybe security and your sense of independence. And I think it's quite possible that you have been in a self-sabotaging mode, that you are you're trying to move into a new space and maybe you're fighting it to some degree, but you are ripe and ready to move into the new thing. So sometimes this can indicate that this is happening because you're waiting for certain things to manifest and you're not seeing them yet. But this is saying, this is 9 energy, so something is just about to happen here for you. So let's look at the second house here of Earth. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Interesting. The card we got here is the Knight of Cups. We've got the Trust card. So when it comes to finances, okay, for some reason we are being told to trust. Now this suggests to me that there has been some kind of financial situation that you have been worried about. Maybe there's a change you've been reluctant to make, or maybe one that you're being faced with because maybe money has been an issue. or maybe you're not making a change. For example, somebody maybe who is in a job and says, yes, but I can't leave this job because I need the money. You do have, yes, of course we all need to have money to live, but you may have other options other than the ones that you're seeing. So I feel like, with regard to this, if money has been something, or your financial security has been something that you feel has been challenged, then the trust card here would be saying to you, just trust that everything is going to work out okay. I feel like the universe has your back on whatever this is. Third house, I don't think I discussed this before. This is Ta energy. So this is about building something. So for some of you, this could be building a business. This could be just communications, solidifying communications. Ta is strong Capricorn energy. So I feel like what I'm kind of hearing in my head is almost like somebody trying to build up a network, but it's taking time. It's something that you need to do over time, because Ta is something where we are slowly constructing, and it's really quality over quantity here for whatever we're doing. Yeah, we have it with the Adventure card and the Master card, which is specific to this particular deck. And yeah, again, there's this idea with the Trust card that you're being guided in something that you're doing, or some kind of communications maybe coming in that seem synchronous. That they seem like they are. You're hearing from the right person at the right time, like that kind of energy. And with the Adventure card, yeah, this is Page of Pentacles energy. This fits in with this as far as I'm concerned, because it's more Earth energy. I'm at the beginning of something, I'm building something, and I need to look at it as an adventure. I need to not look at it as this daunting, like, oh my God, I have this big overwhelming thing, and what am I going to do with it? This is more energy of, of planning and being enthusiastic. There's also a lot of studentship in this. So I don't know, for some of you, maybe this has to do with a student-teacher relationship. Maybe this has to do with there's something here having to do with mentoring and things like that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether you're the teacher. I don't know whether you're the student. We do have the master, and then we have the student here. So there could be. For some of you, maybe that is the spiritual thing up there. Maybe you have a new master or something or maybe a new person that you're working with in some fashion. That is entirely possible here. Nonetheless, we have this sense of adventure, and certainly with Ta, we have this sense that we are on the path to a new thing. There's a lot of kind of new energy here. We've got Page energy here. Mainly the main issue I'm seeing so far is that we may be, there may be something in our ego consciousness, in the way that we're presenting ourselves to each other, that is that might be sabotaging. But this would be us sabotaging ourselves. It wouldn't be somebody else coming in and doing something to us. So it could just be a matter of old behaviors and things are trying to be released. You're definitely seeing a lot of release here, and there's definitely this idea that you are supported by others. So okay, so let's look at air in the fourth house here. Okay, so we have, several cards flipped out. Moment to moment, Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles, of course, is about going with the flow of things. Okay, this is about, living in the moment, being in the present. You have the Courage card. Okay, so this is about being courageous. And, you see, again, I've always pointed this out as the flower that's trying to push through an area where this should not, it shouldn't be possible for it to grow, but nonetheless there is growth that is occurring in a harsh environment here. So again, if this has to do with home and family, then there could just be a situation where we are being challenged to grow in spite of obstacles perhaps that we have been presented with. We do have the Rebel, so again, this idea of breaking away from patterns, that would support the interpretation of air as taking a step back from something, like getting your emotions out of something. And then, we also have the Turning In card, Four of Cups. So this is not listening to the voices of others. So I feel like there are changes coming. Now, a number that's coming up a lot, and I just had this actually in a reading that I did earlier that was more global, is the number 4. You've got the 4 in terms of your career, and you've got the 4 in terms of the home thing. Now, 4 generally in tarot, and you got 4 up here too with Scarab. 2 plus 2 is 4. I feel like you are... The 4 energy is usually about stability, about being stable, about having accomplished something, about being in a good place. But the 4s also are often the gateway to the next step, and usually the next step there is some kind of a conflict or some kind of a something where we are moving into a new space and maybe are in doubt before we can move on to the next thing. But 4s I find also can have to do with time periods. Sometimes something's happening in 4 days, 4 weeks, 4 months. So Take it as it resonates here, because I feel like there could be a time element to this too. Okay, let's look at your 5th house here and see what we have. Okay, we have existence, sharing, and flowering. Okay. So yeah, certainly there's with existence, there's a sense of, stop worrying, go out and look at the stars. Flowering is Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Wands energy. Okay, so you've got Queen of Pentacles and Queen of Wands energy. These are all very, very potent energies for loving, certainly on a creative sense, this would be about doing what you love. For some people, this could be a person who's either an earth sign or a fire sign, but it doesn't have to be. But it could be somebody who makes you feel safe, and who appreciates you for what you are, especially seeing this up here, if this has to do with love. But this could also just be that you are ready to go for it in terms of a creative project. Let's look at the 6th house rather, sorry. Yeah, we got the 6 of Wands here. This is success. So this definitely is pointing to success in some kind of a job or career situation. Again, I mentioned here that the Bastet card can have to do with healing, but this also is about branching out and about expanding your network and being recognized as well. So yeah, so there's definitely the sense of being poised for success here in something that you're doing in your work. Okay, so in the Buckle of Isis here, we have the Queen of Clouds, which is the Queen of Swords, and the 8 of Wands. So I feel like there may be something with this Buckle of Isis energy. The traveling card, now this could literally have to do with travel, but this could be just something, this is also the Arrows of Love card in most traditional decks, so this could be something that's coming in very, very fast for you in terms of love, or something that's happening very quickly. Maybe an actual trip is connected to it. And with this card, the morality card may be telling us that with certain partnerships, to be careful of the judgments that we're making. We may be very quick to judge other people, and we may be basing it a lot on past hurts or on past triggers rather than that person and who they are. So it is kind of telling us to be a little bit careful about over-judging people or being overly doubtful of people who, it seems to be saying that there's somebody who has our best interest at heart and we do not want to judge them. Maybe if there's been some difficulties or some struggle or an argument, it's saying, it's kind of saying not to judge somebody too harshly for something. 8th house, we have possibilities and guidance. Okay, so this is the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles here. So yeah, you're having this in the 8th house. Yeah, here's that 2 energy again. This idea of you are on the verge of making a decision. You are about to move out into the world and to work with somebody. And guidance definitely indicates that this support may also be spiritual support. These may be spirit guides who are actually helping you and helping you through these next transitions that you're making as well. 9th house, let's see, we've got, okay, slowing down and projections, okay? So slowing down is the Knight of Pentacles energy, a lot of Knight energy in this reading. 7 of Cups here. So projections, okay, so you've got the wing disc here is about, again, this is about success and overcoming obstacles. This card can come up, when we say projections, it can be just making sure that things that aren't ours, that we're not projecting it out into the world or onto somebody else. But I feel like that this can also indicate having a lot of possibilities too. 7 of Cups can come up when like the world is our oyster, when we have a lot of choices with something and we're not really sure which direction to go in. But you will actually figure that out. You just do need to slow down right now. There may be some things that are still moving slowly and steadily, but you are definitely moving towards success, whatever that is. Again, whether that has to do with education, whether a trip is involved in this, or whether or not it has to do with some kind of new spiritual awakening of some kind. But there's definitely the sense that you are slowing down so that you can consider what all of your options are. Let's look at the 10th house. This is your career house. And we've got, wow, creativity, the creator, and consciousness. Okay, so you've got 2 creativity cards. Creativity, which is the Empress, and the creator, which is the King of Wands. So yeah, you are definitely moving into a space where you're creating, perhaps with somebody. Again, we've got the King and Queen of Wands in here. So I don't know if this is like a fiery energy coming in that's going to be working with you. Fire sign, which could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Or if it's just that now perhaps you are going to be moving. The consciousness card says you're no longer living in a delusion about what it is you should be doing with yourself. And definitely the direction you're moving in is a creative direction. So yeah, so I feel like you have had a recent kind of revelation about where to go. Maybe you are still concerned about money over here, so this is telling you to trust. And over here, this is promising you that you're going to have success and that you're going to have support. Oh, okay, 11th house. Okay, we have the compromise card, the Six of Pentacles here with the scarab. And yeah, I mean, this is, again, pointing to a new beginning. Compromise card is saying literally don't compromise your own truth, okay? Six of Pentacles can traditional decks indicate getting help and support as well. But I look at this and I say, yeah, this is just saying don't compromise your truth. And you've got the friendliness card, okay? The Two of Cups. So yeah, new friendships, new beginnings, people who will support you, and definitely telling you that you're moving in a new direction and you don't want to compromise yourself. You don't want to say, and again, that fits in with everything I'm seeing here. You are moving in a new creative direction with others where you're supported by others. Let's look at the 12th house here. Pyramid. Okay, we got the Four of Wands, another four, and then we've got the Burden card, the Six of Swords in this deck. Okay, so yeah, there's that four energy again. And there's definitely a sense here with Pyramid that you are working through something. This can also be something that takes time, but there's definitely the sense of initiation. And again, participation, getting out and working with people. Maybe you have nervousness about that. Maybe you're thinking, oh, I don't know, can I trust other people? You know, are other people going to screw me around or something? But participation definitely indicates getting out there and working with others. At the same time, that working with others does not mean taking on their burdens, okay? The Six of Swords here in this particular deck has to do with not, shaking this character, this strange-looking character off his back. You don't need to. Working with others does not mean that you have to carry their burdens. Does not mean that you have to. You are allowed to set appropriate boundaries, and you should most definitely engage in self-care. So let's look at our overall. Okay, with fire, we have Breakthrough, which is the Justice card. We have Silence, which is the Stars card. And then we have the Nine of Wands, which is Exhaustion. Nine of Wands is coming up for a lot of people here. So yeah, I mean, there's that fire energy. I think you're tired of running in circles with something. You really want to be done. But remember, we have that Rightness card over here too. So there is a cycle that's coming to an end, and we have all these new beginnings in here. The Silence card is the Stars. This is like about possibility, vulnerability. Sit in silence and just, be in the place that you are right now. You have the Existence card down here as well, which is like the Magician. Same kind of energy. Just stop, take a deep breath, be where you are, enjoy life where you are. You've got the, the moment-to-moment card here as well. So this is all kind of that same kind of energy. Just slow down, be still, be where you are, and you don't want to just keep repeating the same old routines over and over again. Whatever's been taking up your energy is coming to an end, and there's definitely a breakthrough that's coming in. There's a truth that's coming in. This is right below the Consciousness card, which is under here, which is the Ace of Swords, and that is an absolute clarity about you and what you're doing. Understanding what you're, being able to understand what you're doing without having to evaluate it necessarily. Kind of knowing where you're at. So so I think this is a really good reading for you, Libra. I do feel like whatever's been holding you back, the main thing holding you back right now may be you. But you are going to be guided to the next thing, and you are being called to trust and to move in a more creative direction. So let's see, what card do we have for Libra for this time period of June the 25th through the 8th of July 2024? Okay. Oops, I only need one card. Let's see what we got. Ooh. Okay. The card that flipped here, this is a little bit of a different deck from what I normally use. It's called the Channeling card. Okay, and these are very, very pretty cards. And so I'll tell you what channeling means. Okay. Channeling, you have the ability to tune into different streams of consciousness to gain wise information for healing and expansion. Channeling shifts your awareness so you can stream information from various frequencies. It's like tuning into a radio station. If the information doesn't agree with you, tune into something different. You can't expect to hear rock music on a classical music station. With practice, you will be able to tune into your soul transmissions easily. You have focused a part of your stream of consciousness upon the earth plane to experience life in new and varied ways. Your soul loves you so much. It is always transmitting this love and truth even when you have forgotten. Okay, so yeah, I feel too when it comes to creating realities, sometimes it's just that if we're not feeling like we're operating in a space where we are clear about, or we feel that we're out of sync with things, then it may be a matter of kind of tuning into where we are, and tuning into the information that is trying to come through to us. I mean, you've got this turning in card here, and you've got this idea of dropping the burden. So you don't want to be on somebody else's frequency. You want to definitely be on your own here. So that's it for this week, Libra. I hope this reading was helpful. If you did like this video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you want to be notified about all my videos. Leave me a comment if you choose, and we'll see you in July. Take care.